Jacob's sons vanish in green hills. Joseph's bright coat shone. Joseph's show breeds envy. Jacob's favoritism sparks envy. A silent storm of jealousy brews as the brothers watch Jacob's blatant preference, their expressions hardening with each passing moment. In a sun-drenched field, Joseph bursts with youthful vigor as he shares his prophetic dreams with his skeptical brothers. As Joseph recounts his vision of sheaves bowing in reverence, a palpable tension rises among his brothers. Joseph, oblivious to the brewing resentment, reveals a second dream of celestial bodies bowing before him. The air crackles with unspoken animosity as Joseph unwittingly fans the flames of jealousy with his celestial visions. Under the harsh sun of Dothan, a brotherhood of treachery gathers, their hearts darkened by a conspiracy to extinguish a life. In a fleeting moment of conflicted conscience, Reuben steps forth, his voice a mere whisper of dissent in the chorus of malice, a shadow of doubt flickering across his face. Reuben's desperate plea echoes through the parched land. Instead of killing him, let's throw him into that pit. He'll come back later and rescue him. In Dothan, Judah masterfully sways his brother's resolve, a pivotal decision hanging heavy in the air. As fate intervenes, Ishmaelite traders emerge on the horizon, their camels laden with exotic wares, setting a course for Egypt. Judah's persuasion culminates as the brothers decide to sell Joseph to the traders. In Dothan, a gruesome display unfolds as the brothers present Joseph's coat, drenched in blood, to their father Jacob. Jacob is hit with the terrible news, his world collapsing as he believes Joseph has fallen victim to a savage beast. The brothers stand in silence as Jacob examines the bloodied coat. In the opulent halls of Potiphar's house in Egypt, Joseph's fate takes a turn as he is bartered and sold. Amidst the alien splendor, Joseph, with unwavering diligence, swiftly captures Potiphar's trust, ascending to the role of his devoted servant. In the dimly lit room, shadows dance ominously as Potiphar's wife feigns outrage, her twisted tail hanging heavy in the air. Potiphar's wife, her face contorted in a mask of false indignation, cries out, "He tried to seduce me." She continues her twisted tale, "He came at me with wicked intent." Joseph stands frozen, his eyes wide with bewilderment and fear as her false accusation seals his tragic fate. Confined within the somber prison cell, Joseph sits amidst the heavy silence as his fellow inmates anxiously seek solace in his wisdom. In a shared moment of vulnerability, the cupbearer and baker recount their cryptic dreams, their faces reflecting a desperate yearning for hope. Joseph listens with unwavering focus, his gaze piercing through their fear as he prepares to unravel the mysteries hidden within their subconscious. As the unfolds, Joseph's interpretations of the dreams prove true. 2 years drift by, and within the opulent throne room, Pharaoh is visibly tormented, his unease casting a pall over the court. Amid the hushed whispers of the court, the cupbearer steps forward, driven by a newfound courage to speak truth to power. In a moment of clarity, the cupbearer recalls his past, admitting, "Your Majesty, I remember my faults today." He recounts, "We had a dream on the same night, he and I. Each of us dreamed according to the interpretation of his own dream." The cupbearer reveals, "There was a young Hebrew with us there. He interpreted our dreams for us, to each man according to his dream he interpreted." With a glimmer of hope, the cupbearer declares, "There is a man in the prison who can interpret dreams." In Pharaoh's palace, sunlight floods the alabaster windows, illuminating the tense exchange between a worried ruler and the wise Joseph. Joseph calmly proclaims, "The dreams, O Pharaoh, foretell 7 years of great abundance in all the land of Egypt." Joseph ominously warns, "But these will be followed by 7 years of famine so severe that all the abundance will be forgotten." Pharaoh, visibly shaken, exclaims, 7 years of famine? Such a thing could destroy Egypt." Pharaoh, with a mixture of desperation and hope, asks, "Your wisdom is remarkable, Joseph. What do you suggest we do?" In the grandeur of Pharaoh's palace, a hush falls as Pharaoh's commanding gesture silences the court. Pharaoh turns his gaze towards Joseph, entrusting him with the destiny of Egypt. With unwavering resolve, Pharaoh declares, "From this day forward, Joseph, you are appointed governor of Egypt." Pharaoh continues, his voice resonating with urgency, "Your wisdom has saved us. Now, prepare the land for the coming famine." Years later, Famine ravages the land, driving desperate souls to Egypt, their eyes fixed on Joseph's promise of survival. A relentless tide of humanity surges towards Egypt, each step fueled by the fading hope of salvation. Their eyes, hollowed by hunger, are locked onto the horizon, where Joseph's name echoes as their last beacon of hope. In the opulent office, Joseph, adorned in regal Egyptian attire, watches as his weary brothers enter, their heads bowed in desperation. Unrecognized in his elevated role, Joseph observes their arrival, their homeland now a distant memory amidst the grip of famine. Seeking sustenance, they stand before him, unaware that the powerful Egyptian is the brother they once betrayed. In the confines of his office, Joseph battles a surge of recognition as he scrutinizes his brothers, masking his emotions with a stern facade. With a voice as cold as stone, Joseph accuses his brothers of espionage, igniting a storm of disbelief and fear. Amidst cries of innocence, Joseph's iron will prevails as he commands his guards to imprison his bewildered brothers, sealing their fate in a web of deception and power. In Joseph's office, a gesture commands swift action as guards release all but Simeon, plunging the room into a stifling silence. Joseph's voice cuts through the silence, demanding, "Return with your youngest brother Benjamin. Only then will I believe your honesty." The remaining brothers stand frozen, their faces etched with a mixture of dread and desperation under Joseph's piercing gaze. Under the Canaanite sun, the brothers' faces are canvases of relief shadowed by the daunting encounter with the Egyptian official. Their voices rise and fall with the weight of the story, echoing in the vast expanse of Canaan. Jacob listens, his brow furrowed, each word a burden on his weary heart. The mere whisper of sending Benjamin ignites a firestorm of dread within Jacob's soul. Reluctance clings to Jacob like a shroud as the prospect of losing Benjamin looms large. Travel-worn but relieved, the brothers enter Joseph's opulent office, unaware of the turmoil brewing within their brother. Joseph's face is an inscrutable mask. A tempest of emotion rages within Joseph at the sight of his younger brother, yet he reveals nothing. The discovery of the silver cup in Benjamin's bag ignites a storm of disbelief and apprehension, casting a pall over Joseph's assembled brothers. Joseph's piercing gaze sweeps across his brothers, probing their loyalty and testing the bonds of brotherhood in this moment of crisis. The silence is thick with unspoken accusations and shattered trust, each brother grappling with the weight of Benjamin's apparent transgression. In Joseph's austere office, Judah kneels, his voice trembling with raw emotion as he makes a desperate plea. Judah's voice cracks with heartfelt sincerity as he offers himself as a slave, begging for Benjamin's freedom. Judah pleads with Joseph, "Please, my lord, let me remain here as your slave in place of the boy, and let him return with his brothers." Joseph's face, a carefully constructed mask, betrays a tempest of conflicting emotions as he struggles to maintain his composure. The years of separation, the orchestrated tests, and the burning desire to reconnect surge to the surface, threatening to shatter Joseph's carefully constructed facade. In a moment of profound reconciliation, Joseph extends his hand in complete forgiveness, his serene countenance radiating warmth. With newfound authority laced with deep concern, Joseph commands, "You are forgiven." Joseph urges them to return to Canaan to bring Jacob and their families to Egypt, where there is plenty amidst the famine. He emphasizes the critical need to bring Jacob and their families to Egypt, stating, "Now, hasten back to Canaan. Bring Jacob, our father, and all our families. There is famine in the land, but in Egypt there is plenty." After a long journey, Jacob and his family arrive in Egypt, their eyes wide with wonder at the exotic landscape. In a poignant reunion, Joseph rushes to embrace his father, tears of joy streaming down his face. Led to the fertile lands of Goshen, Jacob's family finds hope in the promise of prosperity. In Goshen, the land flourishes, and Jacob's family begins to thrive, their future bright with possibility.